Now he has been on 2 gases the whole time, and he's but he's been gathering only with 4 probes, because that's all the gas he needs, and actually, as we will see, it's more than he needs, but we're gonna look at that later on. Okay, so obviously the Stalkers are also a very good unit against slow Zerglings. Against the slow Zerglings you can micro them out, and they have a really hard time against Stalkers. So this gives a Huk really even a better map awareness and positioning in the early stage, while he's setting up his proxy pylons. Now in total he's going for 9 gateways. His +1 is almost ready, and now he's going to use his 9 gateways while his proxy pylons are already set up. And now look at this. I'm going to pause it, going to look at the unit count. Well, we see the pretty basic standard from the Zerg player, where he went for well, 3rd base expansion. He has a queen at each hatchery. He has the roach warren down. He has 2 gases at this point. He's going for a lair, which is actually almost finished. But he has only 4 Zerglings, while Huk is already attacking with 6 Zealots and 2 Stalkers. And this is 8-minute mark. Now if I switch to production tab, we can see that obviously Red is building up units, roaches, to defend himself. So he's building up first 9 roaches, and that is well, nice group. But against this particular group, actually it's not that strong, as you will see. But what can Zerg do? I mean, obviously, if you already have +1 Zealots, Zergs have to use a lot of Zerglings to walk over you. I mean, most of the time the Zealots will win. EG.Huk, what is interesting is that he combines his Zealots with Stalkers, and as I'm going to unpause now, we will see that he's going to build, in each warp-in round, he's going to build 2 Stalkers and 6 or 7 Zealots. And he's going to keep on spreading the Zealots to attack individual roaches. And therefore, the Zerg player, at this particular time, don't have the time to react to this kind of attack. And even with such good micro as Red obviously has, he won't be able to do anything. Now the key is, as I said, to separate the Zealots. Now you can see that the Zealots are separate on the individual roaches, and another Zealots are going simply for queen and drones. And there are 2 Zealots. There is a Zealot in the main, and well, the major attack is going on the 2nd base, while the 3rd is being, well, left alone. But as I said, you can see now there are already 4 Stalkers, because 2 of them were alive, 2 of them went in a 2nd warp-in. But most of what he warps in are just the Zealots. And you can see, well, at this point, this is the damage that Huk has already done. Before this attack, Red was on 50 drones. That's a pretty high number. And because of the separation of the Zealots and obviously their +1 attack, Huk was able to do, well, very big damage, very large amount of damage to the Zerg's economy. And because of his stable economy, just gathering basically those minerals, well, still keeping on those 4 probes in the gas. He's going to be able to crash the Zerg from now on, because he's going to just, do another warp-in round, and that's it. And all of it is because this attack started 1.5 minutes ago, and that was 8-minute mark, while the first roaches were just building up from the larvas. Therefore, you send 2 zealots here, you send most of your zealots, you send some of your zealots here, while keeping attacking individual roaches and shooting with stalkers into the roaches as well. And you can see that he could leave the third base completely alone, but Red simply doesn't have the money now to keep up and to build additional units to deflect the attack from the protoss player. Even though he would be able to kill this pylon, we have another pylon here. And obviously this pylon here is also, well, it's further away, but in the worst scenario he could still warp units here. Now at this point Huk went for sentries as well, but well, in my opinion they weren't that helpful at this particular case. If you would just go for another warping of zealots and stalkers, he would beat that army anyway. But as you can see, again, zealots here in the main base, and attack is going on here in the second base. Well, and that's it. Red has nothing at 11th minute. So obviously this strategy is very, very strong against the free base play from the Zerg. I could see this strategy working out also on anti-gas shipyard, where you are situated in a close position as well, especially when the third base of the Zerg player is right above your main expansion. That's in that case you can do exactly the same strategy. The trick here is that Huk was there really fast, and also important note is the gas which is being gathered only by 4 probes. In that case he has enough minerals. He went for well, he had 1 gateway here, then he was building additional 2, then he went for an additional 2, and then he was building those 4s. So he was just slowly building probes all the time and putting them on his minerals. He wasn't chrono boosting out the probes. Well, maybe, like 4 of them or 5 of them, but that's it. Other time he was chrono boosting warp gate upgrade and +1 for his weapons. And he got to a number of 9 gates with a proxy pylon at 8-minute mark, with 6 zealots and 2 stalkers for his attack. And as I said, the Zerg player, once, well, let me put it this way: once you attack him with few units and you really select individual zealots and attack individual roaches, he's going to have a very difficult time defending it, because even Zergs with a top-notch micro won't be able to outrun you. I mean, the zealot has a movement speed 2.25, and the roach, if it's off the creep, he has the same speed, and if it's on the creep, it's a little bit faster. But actually, at this point of time, at the 8-minute mark, on the 9-minute mark, when there are only few of those roaches, let's say 10 to even 15 or something like that, and you use the zealots to attack different roaches, individually, then the roaches won't have that much time to shoot out and focus on individual zealots and shoot them down, and they will have to run backwards and try to shoot, run backwards and try to shoot, and they are always losing this time. While you already clicked your zealots on separate roaches, and you already clicked several zealots to go for his base, to go just for the drones or go for the queen, and from your point of view you just select those units and you click on a drone and you click on a roach and you click on a different roach. But the Zerg player, he will have to control everything at once, and this is what actually loses the game for the Zerg player if he's not very skilled and also map weird. Obviously, if I took it from the Zerg perspective, there would be some minor mistakes the red could probably do differently, and he wouldn't lose the game in such a manner. But that didn't happen, and we watched it from the protoss perspective. And I hope that I proved my point with this strategy, and let me know if you try it and whether it will work, and see you next time.